a city girl, caught up in her work and the pressures of life, unexpectedly finds herself drawn into a strange and emotional relationship with a strong and independent cowgirl. From their initial encounter and casual conversations to unresolved conflicts and undeniable connection, their relationship deepens. Can this love help them overcome societal barriers and find happiness? Join us as we follow this dramatic and touching story. The story begins with Sarah, a city girl who is fully immersed in her office work, until her brother asks her to return to the ranch to discuss an urgent matter. Sarah initially refuses because she has an important project, but at her family's insistence, she finally gives in. A few days later, she arrives at the nearest hotel to the ranch, where she will stay and send some progress updates to the office. At night, Sarah takes a break and opens a dating app to see if she can find any interesting women. Here, she found a connection with a girl named Megan. Megan is a cowgirl working on Sarah's family ranch. She is very angry because her boss's sister, Sarah, is always absent and never cares about the ranch, even when they are facing the risk of bankruptcy. Her work on the ranch, far from the city, does not allow her to meet other women. Then, Megan had to go into the city to pick up supplies. She stayed at a hotel and took the opportunity to meet a girl. She opened a dating app and found Sarah. The two of them then started chatting with each other. She awkwardly starts the conversation and explains that dating on an app is new to her. Then Sarah suggests meeting in person, and Megan thinks she's a daring girl, but eventually gathers her courage and agrees to meet at a bar. When they meet face to face, the emotions in their eyes are unmistakable, and then the conversation about their jobs begins. Megan lies and says she works at a zoo to avoid talking about the ranch, while Sarah explains that she's just passing through town to deal with some unimportant family matters. Their conversation progresses with mutual compliments until a call from Sarah's boss interrupts. She has to go back to the hotel to continue her work, leaving Megan, who looks upset and disappointed. Finally, Sarah returns to the ranch and is warmly greeted by her family.
Come here.
She and her brother head to the office to discuss financial matters. Meanwhile, Sarah thinks they should fire the only employee at the ranch to rent out the house she is living in. Her brother doesn't think that's right because, thanks to that employee, the ranch's income has increased in recent years. At that moment, Megan interrupts the conversation to defend herself and realizes that she is the cowgirl from the bar. The atmosphere gets tense, and the brother asks if they've met before. Both deny it, and Megan, upset, remembers what Sarah said the night before about just being in town to deal with unimportant family issues. Then she reproaches her that managing the ranch between two people isn't easy when she is always absent. Megan leaves angrily, and the brother follows her to explain that they're not going to fire her, just that Sarah is a little stressed.
I really need her to remember why she loves the ranch. Mom really misses her.
I don't know why.
Later, the grandmother talks to Sarah and says that she would love to see the ranch saved because it's where her grandchildren grew up and where their parents lived. Sarah promises to do everything she can to avoid selling the ranch, so the grandmother suggests she join the Christmas walk with Megan. Sarah says that Megan hates her, and the grandmother asks her to try to win her over because only she can explain the details about the ranch. Sarah tells Megan that she will join the ride, and Megan offers to help her up. But Sarah refuses and ends up falling into Megan's arms, very embarrassed, and decides to go for some chocolate. In the end, the whole group has a fun and enjoyable night. When it ends, the girls return to the ranch happily, and Sarah congratulates Megan on her amazing work, adding that it's very sad that it will be the last Christmas ride before they have to sell the ranch. This causes Megan's joy to fade, and she angrily tells Sarah that she's such a Grinch and she can't believe she has already given up. Days passed, and Sarah continued to work remotely on her business project, but at the same time, she and her brother were looking for ways to avoid losing their land. One afternoon, the grandmother asks Sarah to bring some hot chocolate to Megan. Sarah thinks it's not a good idea since Megan doesn't like her, But eventually, the grandmother convinces her.
About losing the ranch?
Megan can't believe Sarah came all the way there just to bring her a drink in the cold. Then Megan tries to make the city girl feel attracted to her. And after a while, they begin to talk. Sarah wants to learn more about Megan, so she asks about her family. Megan tells her that her parents wanted her to join a beauty pageant, but she had other plans for her life, so she left home and hasn't had any contact with them since. Megan tells Sarah that she will stay there because there's a storm outside.
All right, good. You got everything.
At first, Sarah feels a bit uncomfortable.
Now I feel bad that I took your bed. Sorry. Excuse me.
But eventually, they find a good position for both of them and rest peacefully. The next morning, Sarah's brother picks her up to give her a tour of the ranch. Sarah tells her brother that she would like the tour to include Megan, as maybe she will inspire her. Megan can't hide her joy, and the two girls ride horses all around the ranch. Megan thinks it would be a good idea to show Sarah a tree where her parents' initials are carved. Remembering her deceased parents, Sarah feels very sad and leaves the place feeling emotional. She returns home feeling overwhelmed and tells her brother that they should sell the ranch because there is nothing else to do.
You keep putting all this sentimental. You love this place. I get that.
Megan tries to make her see reason and tells her that she is very sure that Sarah loves the ranch, but the pain from the memories of her parents makes it hard for her to go back. Megan assures her that while there is a lot of sadness there, there is also joy.
I don't think you really hate it here. I think you love it.
Sarah responds by telling Megan that she should take her own advice, as she's so stubborn that she won't even call her own parents, who are still alive. Sarah doesn't want to stay there any longer. Before leaving, the grandmother says that they will follow her advice and sell the ranch to the neighbors.
Well, I mean, yeah, isn't she a part of this too?
I'm so...
Despite the difficult situation, Sarah returns to the office and is very distracted looking at pictures of Megan.
No, he's been in meetings.
It's a good sign.
Then her boss calls her to talk right away and informs her that the sale of the project they've been working on has been a success, meaning Sarah now has enough money to quit and do whatever she wants.
Right on.
Thank you.
The first thing Sarah does is go back to the ranch and ask the neighbor to leave, as the ranch is no longer for sale.
We're not selling.
Bye.
With this money and a good partner, Sarah now has a new business plan that's perfect for the home her family is so happy to hear about.
But you are great at, you know.
Sarah immediately looks for the very absent Megan.
Oh, okay.
A few days later, Megan returns to work, and while leading a Christmas tour, she sees a bunch of signs saying nice things like, "You inspired me to save the ranch." At the end of the tour, Sarah comes out with one more sign, asking Megan if they can try again. The very happy cowgirl approaches and kisses her, saying yes. Megan shares that she listened to Sarah's advice and called her parents. Fortunately, everything went well. Sarah is happy but gets nervous when Megan tells her that she's been thinking about her a lot, so she starts talking very fast, and then Megan kisses her and the story ends. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you won't miss any new videos. Thank you so much.